Release the files, Donald. Release the files, Attorney General Pam Bondi. You're not going to release the files. We know what you're doing here. Like clockwork, now all the MAGA people are saying the Epstein files, they're deleted. They're gone. The deep state got to it. Whistleblowers are saying they've been destroyed. It was the deep state plot. I'm not making this up. Here's what went down. Remember, you had Attorney General Pam Bondi saying, we're going to release the JFK files, and we're going to release the RFK files. We're going to release the MLK files. What about the Epstein list? Yeah, we're going to release that too. I was like, you're not going to release that. Donald Trump's name is going to be most likely on it in some form or fashion because Donald Trump is on a ton of the stuff that's already been released. Trump is all over the call logs of the Epstein files already. We know that. I've showed you those. Donald Trump is all over the flight log that's been released in other cases. Trump's name is in deposition testimony where Epstein told women he was trafficking that he was going to bring them to a Trump casino and that he was calling Donald Trump. We showed you Donald Trump saying that Jeffrey Epstein's a great guy. He likes women on the younger side and likes to have a good time. We've showed you all of these videos of Donald Trump partying with Epstein. We've showed you the facts where Ghislaine Maxwell, who was the trafficker for Epstein, who brought the girls to Epstein, would find some of those girls at Mar-a-Lago, like Virginia Giuffre, who was homeless, got a job at Mar-a-Lago. Ghislaine Maxwell found Giuffre at Mar-a-Lago, brought her to Epstein. Then Epstein started trafficking her. And we've got the receipts here. I mean, Epstein was on Donald Trump's plane. We know that Donald Trump hosted these weird beauty pageants for girls. Donald Trump's bragged that he would inspect women naked at his beauty pageants because he was the leader. Donald Trump has been found liable for sexual assault. Like, we know what's up here. Now they want us to believe that the Epstein files are deleted. So here's what's going on. Anna Paulina Luna, conspiracy theorist, but she's a MAGA Republican congresswoman from Florida. I think they put her in charge of like the Epstein task force to just give like a really incompetent person this task, just thinking that she's not going to be able to, do her job, and then it'll basically kill the investigation or whatever they've been promising to their MAGA base for all of these years. So she announces that her congressional subcommittee, that they're focused on JFK, MLK, Epstein, UFOs, and all of these things. So she asks the Department of Justice, can you release the Epstein files? And they refuse to turn it over. So here's what goes down. And Anna Paulina Luna writes about it. She goes, on February 11th and February 19th, the GOP oversight sent a letter to the Justice Department, that's Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi, asking for a status on releasing the Epstein files as well as the JFK files. The DOJ has not responded. I'm reaching out on X, Twitter, because we can't seem to get a response from Pam Bondi. At Pam Bondi, what is the status of the documents? These documents were ordered declassified by Donald Trump. So then you had all of like the MAGA propagandists on social media. They're pushing this message. Breaking! This was yesterday. Breaking! Whistleblower reveals the FBI has begun deleting and destroying files that could be linked to the Epstein list. The FBI has been working day and night to destroy the files on its servers, a stunning level of corruption. Remember at the end of last week, I showed you this video of Attorney General Pam Bondi when she went on Fox, and the Fox host asked her, so you're releasing the Epstein files? Remember what she said? Here, play this clip.
The DOJ may be releasing the list of Jeffrey Epstein's clients. Will that really happen?
It's sitting on my desk right now to review. That's been a directive by President Trump. I'm reviewing that. I'm reviewing JFK files, MLK files. That's all in the process of being reviewed because that was done at the directive of the president from all of these agencies.
So have you seen anything that you said, oh my gosh?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, we'll check back with you.
But now here's what Brian Allen says. He's on X. He goes, Representative Anna Paulina Luna is calling out Pam Bondi for stonewalling the Epstein and JFK files. Bondi claimed last week the documents were on her desk pending review. But now, radio silence. Luna's done waiting. After the DOJ ignored 2 House oversight letters, she's blasting Bondi on X on social media. So Pam, at Attorney General Pam Bondi, if the files are right there, what's the holdup? Or is this just another case of pending review, meaning it will never see the light of day? No, here are the photos. This is Trump with Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell over and over again. Tim Burchett, a MAGA Republican Congress member, goes, where are the Epstein files, Pam Bondi? As our editor-in-chief Ron Filipkowski writes, I love the fact that the Trump administration is now responsible for covering up all the conspiracies. Epstein, JFK, J6 pipe bomber, Ray Epps, chemtrails, weapon biolabs, Ghostbusters, Patriot Front as FBI, a whole host of false flags, manifestos. Trump is hiding all of it! Exclamation point. So then you have Mike Flynn calling this out as well. And Mike Flynn goes, at Representative Anna Paulina Luna, release everything at once. We don't need a trip down memory lane. We need full transparency, to which Anna Paulina Luna goes, hey, Mike Flynn, you of all people would know that I nor the committee have any declassify authority. The declassification approval is done by Waltz, Tulsi, and Bondi and the White House counsel. You know this. We do need transparency, but we also need, like you, putting out correct information. So why are they not releasing the Epstein files? Why would they not release it? I mean, maybe this video is one of the reasons why they're not releasing it. Remember when MSNBC did this compilation? Play this clip.
We're going to get great ratings in your show.
Trump is surrounded by women as music blares in the background. After a while, Trump goes to greet 3 new guests. Among them, the financier Jeffrey Epstein.
Come on in. Go inside.
More than a decade before his guilty plea on state prostitution charges. Later in the footage, Trump is seen talking to Epstein and another man as women are dancing in front of them. Trump alternates between dancing and pointing out women to Epstein and the other man and telling Epstein about the cameras. Though exactly what they say is difficult to understand as they discuss the women and their appearances, Trump gestures to one and appears to say to Epstein, look at her back there. She's hot. And then Trump says something else into Epstein's ear that makes him double over with laughter. But as the president says now, he never liked Epstein.
I was not a...
Or what about this? In this video, the journalist Michael Wolff reveals audio recordings in which Jeffrey Epstein claims to offer inside knowledge about the inner workings of Trump's first term in the White House. This is from the Fire and Fury podcast by Michael Wolff, October 31st, 2024. This is Epstein's voice. You could hear Epstein in it. Play this clip.
I think we have a snippet from one of the conversations that I recorded with Epstein, and I think this was in a restaurant in 2017.
His people fight each other.
Right.
And then have outsiders. He sort of poisons the well outside. He will tell 10 people Bannon's a scumbag and Priest is not doing a good job and Kelly has a big mouth. And what do you think? Jamie Dimon says that you're a problem and I shouldn't keep you. And I spoke to Carl Icahn, and Carl thinks I need a new spokesperson. So Kelly, even though I hired Kellyanne's husband, Kellyanne is just too much of a wild card. And then he tells Bannon, I really want to keep you, but Kellyanne hates you.
I have more than dozens. I probably have 100 hours of Epstein talking about the inner workings of the Trump White House and about his long-standing, deep relationship with Donald Trump.
As our buddy Kyle Kulinski from @SecularTalk writes, here's the cycle of Trump. Trump was best friends with Epstein. Trump does something that helps pedophiles. Trump was best friends with Epstein. Trump does something to help pedophiles. Look, again, here's Trump's name all over the flight log, like it's all over. Remember back during the first administration, Steve Bannon contacted Epstein over worries he would flip on Trump, new book claims. By the way, from Michael Wolff's latest book, here are just some of the major revelations from the Bombshell Daily Beast article featuring audio of Jeffrey Epstein speaking about Donald Trump. Epstein described himself as Donald Trump's closest friends for about a decade. Epstein claimed that Trump liked to F the wives of his best friends. Epstein alleged Trump and Melania first slept together on his private jet, the Lolita Express. Epstein suggested Trump was a serial cheat and loved using his power to pursue women. Trump reportedly had scalp reduction surgery and referred to himself as the Trumpster. And leading up to the election, there were stories like this. Ex-model who accused Trump of groping her in 1990s says Epstein mentioned Trump every time we spoke. Here's another headline. Donald Trump groped me in what felt like a twisted game with Jeffrey Epstein, former model alleges. Here's another model that came forward with allegations. Donald Trump jumped on a blonde 6'1" model and groped her while she tried to fight him off at a beauty pageant in 1993. She also said Trump was working with Jeffrey Epstein to recruit young women to his parties at Mar-a-Lago. By the way, one of the jets that Donald Trump was flying around in during the election was Epstein's Gulfstream 550. Epstein's dead, but the plane was sold, and then Donald Trump wrapped the Trump name around the Epstein jet, and that's what Trump was flying around in. Remember when Donald Trump, during the sex trafficking trial of Ghislaine Maxwell, wished Ghislaine Maxwell well? He wished her the best during her sex trafficking trial, didn't condemn her. He said, wish her well. Remember this? This was during the first administration. Play this clip.
Ghislaine Maxwell is in prison, and a lot of people want to know if she's going to turn in powerful people. And I know you've talked in the past about Prince Andrew, and you've criticized Bill Clinton's behavior. I'm wondering, do you feel that she's going to turn in powerful men? How do you see that working out?
I don't know. I haven't really been following it too much. I just wish her well, frankly. I've met her numerous times over the years, especially since I lived in Palm Beach, and I guess they lived in Palm Beach. But I wish her well, whatever it is. I don't know the situation with Prince Andrew. Just don't know. Not aware of it.
So are you sensing a pattern here, folks? Are you sensing a pattern of what's happening? By the way, this is the type of beauty pageants that Donald Trump would host. Like what? I mean, for real, what grown adult man as a job, if you're a billionaire or have any money at all, like just what grown man does events with little girls in swimsuits, in swimsuit competitions? Like who does this? This is from the 1991 Look of the Year finale at the Trump Hotel or the Trump Plaza. This was at Trump's event. He had girls like this. And you see them, they then went on a yacht the night before. There was like this yacht trip that Trump was on. The yacht, a boat where they would go around with these girls. And the girls would dance on the men. It was disgusting stuff. I mean, you just look at the images. These are little girls. And literally photos of Trump with little girls. I mean, right there, we're looking at the photos right there. Here's Donald Trump on audio saying that one of the reasons that he liked his beauty pageants is because he can look at the women naked. He can inspect their bodies without their consent. Here, play this clip.
Well, you could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
And here's Donald Trump. This video is recent. This video is a year ago or so. This is Trump speaking at the Young Republican convention in New York. So he's speaking to high schoolers and college students, young Republicans in New York, and he's telling them, this is his speech, that the most courageous thing that you can do is when you talk about grabbing women by their genitals, that if you call it locker room talk, it's the most courageous thing. This is his advice and guidance and story. I'm just going to play it for you. To high schoolers and college students at the Young Republican event. And he said the general said to him this was the most courageous thing he's ever done. Here, play this clip.
But I went onto that stage just a few days later, and a general who's a fantastic general actually said to me, "Sir, I've been on the battlefield. Men have gone down on my left and on my right. I stood on hills where soldiers were killed. But I believe the bravest thing I've ever seen was the night you went onto that stage with Hillary Clinton after what happened. And then that woman asked you the first question about it. And I said, locker room talk. It's locker room talk. What the hell? What are you talking? Locker room talk." That was not a great...
So I wonder where did the files go? The Epstein files are missing. Oh my gosh, the deep state. This stuff's ridiculous, right? I mean, you have like I don't know your political affiliation. We have, don't get me wrong. There's a lot of, Democrats, liberals who watch this, but there's a lot of people who are not like into politics who watch this. A lot of people from other countries too, but like a lot of Americans who are Republicans. We've got some people who are MAGA who watch this now and who are who left MAGA and watch this, or just people who are like libertarian people who are like, come on. You see what I just showed you? Like, this guy's a sicko. And now they're trying to say that the files are missing or they can't find it. Ooh, you think you're really going to see the Epstein files? If you believe that, I've got what? Maybe it's I think I know where it is. I think it's in Fort Knox. I think that's why Donald Trump keeps saying he's going to search Fort Knox. Maybe it's with the magical gold in Fort Knox, like Donald Trump told Macron. Play this clip.
We're actually going to Fort Knox to see if the gold is there, because maybe somebody stole the gold. Tons of gold.
What a vile creature Trump is. Jeez. Vile creature. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers.